Vicky, you need to understand what I'm saying. I heard that you got engaged to my son today, but that doesn't mean that you can do whatever you want now.
Hello, Olive. Don't worry. I won't get ahead of myself just because we got engaged. Although, I am in a really good mood today because I did just get engaged.
Well, let me tell you something. I only allowed you to get engaged to my son, Angelo, because he was basically begging me to say yes. Traditionally, a basic middle-class girl like you wouldn't be able to get married to him, okay? I still haven't really accepted you as part of our family yet.
Oh, really? I didn't know you felt about me in that way. You're going to become my mother-in-law, so I wanted to have a quality relationship with you.
Why would I want to be close with someone like you? You and I don't have anything in common. You're just a measly middle-class girl, and it shows. Did you really think that you could become friends with me that easily? I really don't understand how your brain works.
So you think that we don't have anything in common? That we can't understand each other?
Our family has been very, very wealthy for the past few generations, and we live a very luxurious life. Pretty much everyone in our family is a doctor. Angelo is an only child, and he is also a very capable and popular doctor at the hospital that he works for. How can a poor woman like you fit in our world? Have you even used more than one spoon for a meal?
Oh, so you're calling me poor now?
Compared to my impressive family, you are just a piece of trash. Your parents are farmers from the countryside, right? That means you and your entire family must be very poor.
I don't know how you came to that conclusion.
I'm just so shocked that he'd even consider getting married to someone like you. You're such a huge embarrassment. I still don't want to accept the reality that you are the one that's going to get married to my son in the near future.
Well, it's true that my parents are farmers, but it's not like our family is poor. I'm working a full-time job in New York City now, and it's not like I'm having any trouble making a living here.
Shut your mouth and stop making up excuses. You're a poor country girl that grew up in the boonies. Anyway, you better keep in mind that you're very lucky that you get to marry him. He's totally out of your league.
Hey, Vicky, do you have a moment? I was wondering if my mom said something to you again.
Did she tell you something?
I just got a text message from her a little earlier. She told me that it's okay to get divorced whenever I want. So that's why I thought that she might have said something stupid to you again.
She really is hard to deal with, isn't she? I was told that I don't really deserve a guy like you, and that I should be careful of how I behave.
I'm sorry that she's being like this to you. I just don't understand what her problem is.
I think that she doesn't really like the fact that my parents are farmers, and that I came from the countryside. She was talking about how I was from a middle-class family, and that we're not from the same world. That you're completely out of my league.
That's silly. Don't listen to her. I'm so sorry about everything that she's saying to you. I was hoping that she would stop harassing you once we got engaged and decided to get married. I didn't think that she would be this persistent about it.
It's okay. You don't have to worry about it at all. I'm doing fine. And I've kind of gotten used to it. I decided to marry you, knowing that she was against our marriage. I was prepared to go through all of this anyway, so I'll be okay.
Well, I'm glad that you think that way. Still, as your husband, I'm a little worried. Let me know if things start becoming too much. Do you think that we should cancel the family vacation that we have planned for next week? We finally get to go to Italy, but I'm not sure that you're going to enjoy it if she's around the entire time.
What are you talking about? We're definitely going to go. Also, your uncle lives in Italy, right? I'm your wife now, so I need to introduce myself to him. There's really no need to cancel the trip.
Thank you for being so understanding. Yeah, he's a really great person, and I used to visit him pretty often when I was small. He owns a really big winery over there, and he is really funny. I'm sure that you'd get along with him really well.
I'm already looking forward to meeting him and taking a look around the winery. You really don't need to worry about me. I also think that maybe she will start opening up to me when we enjoy the vacation together.
As long as you're okay with my mom coming, then I'm looking forward to the trip as well. Just make sure that you don't push yourself too much, okay? Let me know if you feel uncomfortable or something bad happens.
Yeah, thanks for caring. Well, we should start preparing for the trip soon. Let's try to enjoy it as much as we can. After all, it's kind of like our honeymoon too.
Yeah, I guess so. We've booked different places to stay away from my parents, so we'll have some time to ourselves as well. Let's try to enjoy our honeymoon as much as we can.
Hey, Olive. Whereabouts are you right now? Are you okay?
Oh, so you finally decided to contact me? I was getting tired waiting for you to message me. Unfortunately, it's way too late for you. You've made such a huge mistake. There's no way you're going to be able to fix this now.
What are you talking about? I was just messaging to check if you were okay.
Have you really not realized yet?
I'm sorry, but I really have no idea what you're saying. Realize what? Would you be able to tell me what's going on?
You're not the smartest person, are you? I'm starting to feel a little sorry for you. Have you tried taking a look at the time right now? You should check your watch. The flight is going to take off soon, so you need to be at the airport already to catch the flight home. I can't believe that you're not even on your way here yet. Just how long do you plan to sleep in your hotel room, you lazy bones? I can't believe that you would make a mistake like this. Are you still in elementary school? You must be so shocked right now at your own stupidity.
I'm sorry, but what is all of this about? I'm really confused.
Fine. I guess I'll explain to you what's happening. You probably won't figure it out yourself. Yesterday, I decided to change the time on your watch.
You did what? Why would you do that?
Well, remember that yesterday we all decided to drink lots of wine together at the winery because it was the last day of our vacation. After you passed out from drinking so much, I decided to change the time on your watch.
Why would you do something like that to me?
You probably thought you still had plenty of time to the flight, right? Well, unfortunately for you, that's not the case. It's way past lunchtime already. If you don't get to the airport soon, then you're gonna miss the flight going home. You must be devastated alone in a foreign country.
This has just taken things too far. I can't believe that you did such a thing on purpose, so that I get left behind? Changing the time on my watch? How could you do this to me? Why are you doing these things to me? I've tried so hard to get along with you.
I also made sure that nobody would check on you so that you'd get left behind. I texted Angelo and told him to come to the airport by himself in secret. My husband is never late for anything, so I'm sure he'll arrive pretty soon. I'm sure that everybody but you is going to be here soon. We're all going to fly back home to America while you're panicking around in your hotel room. You really should have paid more attention to the time.
I knew and understood that you were against Angelo and I getting married. But isn't this taking it too far? I'm sure that we could have talked things out. I can't believe that you would make me miss my flight home and leave me behind here. That's just plain mean.
What's so mean about it? There was a very good reason why I did this. I did this to make sure that you understand the position that you're in. I actually thought about this plan very carefully and carried it out.
What do you even mean by that?
Well, I wanted to show you just how different of class my family belongs to compared to you. I just didn't think that you'd really understand the difference. I thought that maybe if you were left alone in a foreign country by yourself, you'd finally understand just how powerless and poor you really are.
This is just so crazy. I really don't get what you're trying to prove here.
You still don't get it.
Not at all. I'm not going to have any trouble being left alone in Italy. I guess I didn't really want to go through the trouble of booking a new flight. But it's not like I wouldn't know what to do. I just have to get to the airport and buy a new ticket.
You're saying that as if it's no big deal? Seeing it in movie isn't the same as actually doing it, you know? Is someone like you really going to be able to do that?
It's not that difficult to do so.
You shouldn't try to act so strong. A lone girl like you is going to be targeted by a thief. Once they steal your wallet, you're not going to have the money to even buy a flight ticket. What are you going to do when that happens? Someone like you won't be able to ask for any help.
That's a lot of assumptions you're making.
If it was anyone of my family, then we would be completely fine. Being left alone in another country? We're all very high class after all. People would be basically begging to help us out. We just give off this aura that makes people want to help. I guess everyone just respects us that much.
Are you really telling me that someone who changes the time of someone's watch really commands and deserves respect? I personally think it's a pathetic thing to do. What you did is on the same level as a middle school bully.
Say what you want. You won't be able to act so cocky when you realize the trouble that you're in. Your situation wouldn't be difficult for me, as I've been to Italy many times in the past before. It won't be so easy for a poor girl like you, as you haven't even been to the airport by yourself before. I'm really looking forward to seeing if you can make it back home by yourself. Even if you cry and ask me for help, I'm not going to do anything. Best of luck, by the way.
We're actually already back in America.
What did you say?
What the hell do you think that you're doing? I was wondering why I was receiving those weird texts from you. I didn't think that it was to try and leave Vicky behind by herself.
Wait, I don't understand what's going on.
I'm just lost for words. I'm disgusted, really. What you did was so petty.
Wait, what? Who is this? Am I talking to you, Angelo?
Yes, that's who you're talking to right now. It's your son. Although it makes me very sad to have to admit that I'm related to you.
What are you trying to say? Also, why are you talking to me on her phone? Are you telling me that you guys are together right now?
Yeah, we're together.
You also said that you guys are already in America, right? How are you back there already? Did you guys change flights to an earlier time without telling me?
What are you talking about? Why would we do such a thing? We just came back home on the flight that we originally planned to take.
What? The flight that we scheduled is later today, right?
No, it's not. You're just very late and didn't manage to catch the flight, right? I know that we drank a lot, but still, I didn't think that you would be asleep for an entire day. Maybe there's something wrong with your body or something. I don't know. You're getting old, so it might just be aging. I can do a checkup for you at my hospital when you get back.
I was asleep for an entire day? 24 hours? Wait a minute. Are you saying that I was really sleeping for that long?
Yeah, you really slept for that long. Also, I think that you tried to mess with Vicky's watch, but I think that you got the wrong one. I'm pretty sure you changed the time on your own watch.
That can't be true. No way.
That probably means that you missed the last flight home today as well. I guess the next flight home that you can catch is going to be tomorrow. Well, that's only if you manage to get a booking for it.
Wait, I really need to process what's happening right now. What in the world is going on? My head hurts and this is like a nightmare.
Vicky was pretty tipsy when we were all drinking together at the winery, but you were way more drunk than her. I'm sure you tried to mess with her and do some mean things, but you completely failed because you drank way too much wine. You ended up sleeping for over 24 hours and completely missed the flight home.
You're not serious, right?
I'm dead serious. I thought that you would contact me right away, but I didn't receive any texts from you. Vicky was worried about you and that's why she tried calling you. After all the mean things you've said and done to her, she was the one that took initiative and called to check on you because she is a sweet, kind person. Then you act like an immature, ignorant teenager. I really am embarrassed to be related to you.
I guess you really are telling the truth. The time on my watch is completely wrong and I just checked the date on my phone. It really is the day after the flight I was meant to go on.
I already told Uncle what's happening and to leave you alone. Make sure that you apologize to him later for sleeping on his couch for over 24 hours.
How could you do this to me? This isn't how I should be treated. Why did you all just leave me alone here? It's so mean leaving me behind on a family vacation.
Is that something that should be coming from your mouth? You are the one that tried to leave your daughter-in-law behind in the first place.
There was a very good reason for that, you know.
Oh, and by the way, it was Dad that decided that we should just leave you there and go home. He was saying that you're a full-grown adult and you should take responsibility for it if you miss the flight. Anyway, good luck getting back home by yourself. Also, there are some things that we need to talk about when you get back about the future. It's going to be some pretty important matters, so make sure that you don't forget.
What is there to talk about?
As a husband, I have an obligation to look after my wife and care for her. I really can't stand you bullying and harassing her like this. I'm seriously thinking about cutting all ties with you, and that's what we need to talk about when you get back.
Cut ties? What are you talking about? That's not funny.
Nobody's laughing. This is serious. Anyway, please come back as soon as possible so we can figure out what's going to happen in the future. Text me when you're coming back, and I'll come to the airport to pick you up.
Vicky, I need to ask you a favor. Would you tell Angelo to come to Italy right now so that he can help me come back home?
Did you really just ask me that? What happened to what you were telling me the other day?
It's so mean to leave me alone here like this. Did you guys really expect me to come home by myself? I'm an old and frail already. I can't believe that I've been abandoned here.
I thought that coming back home by yourself is such an easy thing to do for someone like you. Why don't you use your high-class status to get help from the locals?
Stop messing around with me. It's true that it would be pretty easy for me compared to you, but like I said, I'm old and frail already. Unfortunately, I have my wallet stolen from me and I don't have any money left to do anything.
Oh, so you encountered a thief, even though you have such a high-class aura?
Anyway, I need you to tell him to come to Italy for me. I really need him to help me out and get back to my home safely. I'm his mother.
Even if I tell him, I don't think he's going to go all the way back for you. If you don't have the money to buy a ticket, please try and get some help elsewhere.
You're not going to help me?
Why don't you try asking your brother at the winery for some help? Maybe you can work there until you earn enough money for a ticket home. Didn't he mention that he's always short on workers when we all drank together the other day?
How could you suggest such a thing to me? I'm not the same kind of person as a poor farmer family like yours. You think I'm going to work in the sun and get muddy? I wasn't raised for things like that. I don't belong to the working class laborers. There's no way that I can work at a winery.
Well, you're not really in a position right now to be saying that. At this rate, you won't ever be able to come back home.
Shut up. I don't need you talking to me like this. If he's not going to come here to help me get home, then I don't mind if it's you that comes to help me. I'm demanding that you come back here and help me out. You better listen to what I say.
I don't think that I can, and I don't really want to either. I came back to work today, so I can't just leave, you know? It's not possible for me to go all the way back to Italy right now.
Who cares about your work? Your parents are farmers. I bet you're just doing some miserable job like them.
Stop insulting my parents like that.
Just quit talking and making up excuses. You're poor and worthless, okay? Just hurry up and come back here to help me out. Now my brother's trying to kick me out. What is wrong with you all? You better listen to what I tell you to do, or else you worthless, moneyless loser.
Is that really the attitude you should display when asking for a favor? Also, would you stop calling me poor and classless? I'm kind of getting tired of it. You know, I do earn around $150,000 per year, so I'm not as worthless as you think.
You're lying, right? You earn 6 figures.
Yeah, I'm doing my best to become a worthy wife to my husband. Could you please stop looking down on me so much and calling me poor? Did you really think that I would want to help you after how you've treated me? I did try my best to try to get along with you, but I think that I'm done trying. Your attitude is terrible, and I don't see it changing at all.
Wait, hold on a minute. Did you really just say that you make $150,000 a year? How could that be possible?
Is it possible because I worked very hard to get where I am right now? I managed to get promoted to the manager of a department at a multinational company. My former parents put me through university and even helped me to get set up when I moved to the city. I worked my butt off to get where I am now, but it is thanks to them that I am where I am today.
I don't believe any of this.
I was really glad when we got to visit your brother's winery on this family vacation. I managed to make some very important work connections, as my company plans to import some foreign wines this year. I had some unforgettable experiences that I would never manage to have in America.
This is all too much. My head is spinning. How come I never heard about your job or how much you earn? I didn't know that you managed an entire department at a company.
That's kind of your fault, isn't it? You never listened to anything that I said because you looked down on me so much. You just assumed that I was working a minimum wage job the entire time.
There was a good reason for that. I was trying to make you stronger.
Also, I think it's normal that you wouldn't know how much I earn. It's not something that I go around openly telling everyone. Even some of my family members don't know how much I earn. I think it's kind of a rude thing to ask anyway. I suppose I caused you a bit of confusion. I'm really sorry that I didn't go around bragging about my salary. I didn't get taught that when I was growing up in the countryside. They were humble and respectful and taught me those were virtues I should live by.
Oh, just tell me how much you earn already. Stop beating around the bush.
But I'll adjust for you and talk to you on your level. I make $150,000 a year. Now, would it be okay if I asked how much you earn every year?
You're asking me for my salary?
Of course. You were looking down and insulting me all the time for being so poor. You must be earning so much more than me. I'm so excited to hear just how much you make.
What? What are you saying? Are you literally mocking me? Why should I tell you something like that? Besides, I'm actually a housewife. I support this high-class family all by myself. I do my best so that everyone else in the family can focus on their jobs. Stop acting so arrogant just because you're working.
Oh, I see. So that's what you do. I have a message from your husband.
My husband? What did he say?
He said that you need to hurry up and come back home so that you can do your job and support the family. He also said that you should be able to come home by yourself since you're a fully grown adult.
So you're telling me that he doesn't plan on coming to help me out either?
Yeah, I guess that's the case. Anyway, I'll be looking forward to seeing you when you manage to get back home. Best of luck and safe travels. In the end, she decided to work for a little while at her brother's winery in return for a plane ticket back home. After a few weeks of hard work, she finally had enough for a plane ticket to leave Italy. Just the other day, she finally managed to return home. Unfortunately for her, there was some bad news waiting for her. My husband Angelo went to pick her up at the airport and told her that he has cut ties with her. She broke down in tears at the airport and wouldn't stop crying for hours. After a while, she sent me a long apology email begging me for forgiveness. I told her that I would forgive her if she wrote me a 2-page essay in Italian, apologizing about all the bad things that she did to me and said to me in the past few months. I promised her that I would convince him to forgive her if she handed the essay to me. Apparently, she was doing her best to learn Italian from her brother. I received a message from him the other day telling me that her Italian is terrible and that it's probably going to take her 5 years to write that essay. It looks like I'm going to be able to live a peaceful life with my husband for a couple of years at least.